So all over Facebook, I see people posting that the Keystone Pipeline has costed people 12,000 jobs because Biden has stopped putting into it. And originally Trump had installed it. Now this website you can go to and have a look. You can go to your own website. You can do a lot of reading on this. But I find it amazing that people don't know anything about this pipeline and what it actually does to our environment and how it literally destroys us. And they're thinking 12,000 temporary jobs are that important. You have to understand, 12,000, these are 12,000 temporary jobs. Once the pipeline is built, they are sent on their way and then they're on unemployment. Now, in the meantime, if anybody wants to read this article, you look at how long that pipeline is. That is ridiculous. It's a highway of oil. Now, this is supposed to save us money. Now, this ain't the general oil that you're thinking. It's a crude oil. Okay? And if you look here, it's thicker, it's more acidic, and it's more corrosive. And it's lighter than conventional crude, is this type of oil that they're going to send through these pipes. Now, by reading this article, and I'm sure you can get the same information if you guys go ahead and just read it, they've had these pipes break. This ain't the first time they've decided to run oil a long distance. They have many oil highways, if you want to call them that. Now, these pipes do leak oil. Okay? They're not completely sealed like people want to believe. And it's constantly leaking into our environment. Now, if just one of these pipes break, and if it breaks in the farmland area, it destroys our farmland and it destroys the food we eat. Bad enough, every time you look at Facebook, there's somebody doing a recall on some type of food. It's like we don't want to keep ourselves healthy. We just want to poison ourselves. Okay? And if anybody just does a little bit of research on this, these so-called 12,000 temporary jobs are killing us. This comes down to one thing. This comes down to money. This doesn't come down to your health. It doesn't come down to nature. It doesn't come down to benefiting our environment. There's nothing about this at all. Now, Elon Musk and other car companies are slowly trying to switch over to electricity and get away from this. Because gasoline and oil, this is all destroying our environment extensively. Now, is solar better or are the electric batteries better? Again, only time will tell with that. But we are keepers of our environment. You know, if you walk outside and say, oh, I'm just going to pour some gas on those weeds, then that is wrong. We are keepers to what you see. When you see that bird or when you see that squirrel or when you see that deer that walking across that field and how beautiful it is, we decide their life. We've got polar bears running out of environment that are going to be completely dead and gone. We did that. We did that because we want to post, 12,000 jobs are going to be lost. When you realize that you are responsible for what's around you, and sometimes it's a balance of, is the money worth more than our environment? And you'll hear the argument a lot of times that we want our kids to have a life of an environment that's decent. And of course, then you have the person of greed that says, I just want to make money now. I want to own that fancy car. I want to own that $1 million home. I just want to have that stuff. Is it worth it? I don't think so. 12,000 temporary jobs just to run a pipeline? That's not a quick fix or anything. I mean, it would be different if they said, this is going to create 100,000 jobs for the next 2 decades and families are going to do well from this. Well, then we have a balance. And that's what technology is, and that's what advancement is. Everything comes down to a balance. And that's what people aren't realizing. We can't just stamp something and say, okay, 12,000 jobs, good, let's do that. That'll help out the economy. No. We have to ask ourselves, how much damage are we doing? And is it worth that little bit of financial gain? And I understand a lot of people are hurting for money. But when money becomes the final answer for anything, we destroy the planet of what we have left of it. And that's the sad part. And most of the people I see in Facebook posting stuff like they saying, oh, Biden cost us 12,000 jobs, are the Trumpsters. And that's really making me think, are the Trumpsters that uneducated that they don't read? Are these the people that followed Trump? Because if it is, and I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but it doesn't take more than 2 seconds to go into Google and do a search and see what the Keystone Pipeline's all about and to look at both sides. You know, it doesn't take much to see it. That's going on. Is it a good thing and is it a bad thing? I mean, if you actually look at something and say, oh, 12,000 jobs are lost, okay, that's bad. What? Why were so many people against it? Like, if nobody wants to take away somebody's finances, we would love for everybody to make money. But when you start in destroying waterways, drinking water, environments, just go up to Detroit, that they don't even have decent drinking water. I remember back when I was a kid, 12, 13 years old, I could drink water out of a faucet. I'd run into a gas station. Hey, can I grab a drink of water? No problem. Water was free, and it was good. Who thought that you would walk into a store and buy bottled water? You're destroying your environment around you, and your eyes are not open. Anything in this world that damages our water lines, our food sources, our growing, should be an automatic no. Automatic. Even if it's 10%. And if you can't see that past the nose on your face, then you're a very uneducated person. And maybe that's what government likes. There's nothing nice about oil. It destroys everything it touches. You can see that when they've had ships crash and they have to stand there and the people go crazy catching birds and washing them with dish soap and trying to get every drop off them, and how much effort that takes. What do the oil companies do? They don't care. They're making billions. Oh, we got to give them, $20 million. Who cares, $20 million? Give me a break. They don't care about the wildlife or anything that's going on. They care about the bottom line and how much money they're pulling in. And 12,000 temporary jobs to run a pipeline this many miles. And you're telling me this pipeline's not going to have no leaks when it goes that far? This isn't even a pipeline inside a pipeline. And think about that. Why don't they turn around and make pipelines more secure? Why isn't it a pipe with another pipe inside? Why are there not robots inside these pipes constantly going down through them and doing inspections? Maybe there are and maybe I don't know. But I do know when man builds anything this far, they screw up. Just look around your house. I got a water heater. It's broke twice. Okay? That's a water heater. Can you imagine if I ran a pipeline that far? Oh, it's never going to break. It's never going to destroy our farmlands. It's never going to destroy our waterways. This type of stuff should not even go on. And if we are going to do it, then how about some different type of pipelines? How about some backups to the backups? What if an earthquake happens? What if a hurricane happens? What if a snowstorm happens? What if the earth shifts? You think these pipelines are going to stay in place? When these things break, man, they destroy so much. And when I see people posting, 12,000 jobs are going to be lost, I just shake my head and think, you must be the stupidest people on the planet. There's a reason people are fighting to prevent this. And it's not Biden. Because they know what it does to our environment and what it does to our food source and our water source. And this is nothing more than big business making money and no regard for anything that's going on. And it's just disgusting that people want to support something like this. It really is. Keep on supporting this type of stuff, and your kids aren't going to have any food. They're going to be, you don't like wearing a mask now because of a virus? Well, you're going to be your kids are going to be wearing masks 24/7 because they can't breathe because of the amount of pollution and stuff they've done to the environment. Keep it up. And I'll have a link if you guys want to go read about this. But don't just post 12,000 jobs have been lost when you have no idea what you're talking about on what this pipeline can do to where you live. It's just messed up. Catch you guys later.